All right. Okay. So today we decided we are going to take it back to the beginning. And so Alicia and Ariel and I are all going to just briefly share how we got started with Plexus. We've all been 6.5 years, which is absolutely crazy to think that. None of us had a clue what we were doing. And I kind of think sometimes that almost helped us, because I think now so many times people get stuck at, I don't know everything. I need to learn all of this stuff. And guys, we had no clue, like truly no clue what we were doing. We were just sharing Plexus. And all of our stories are very different. We were all in very different places in our life. Alicia had a baby, right? She was like one. I was working a lot of hours. Ariel, Titi, was she still home when you started? Or is she just
I think she was in pre-K, actually.
Was she in pre-K?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of our lives look very, very differently, but we all did this. And I think the biggest thing is we were committed. Even if we didn't have 30 minutes a day, even if we didn't know, even if we were scared, we were committed to working this business every single day. We did not start necessarily to make this a business. For sure, none of us, but we did. And so we're all just going to briefly kind of talk about how we got started in Plexus. And then we all have just a few tips at the end. If you have questions, or if you want to put questions in the chat, feel free to do that. But we're just going to talk about going back, because I think sometimes we forget where we came from. And I think if we can just make things simple and be committed and be consistent, that we're really going to see our businesses boom like crazy. And so anyways, like I said, we've all been a part of this for just about 6.5 years now. I started in March of 2013. And honestly, I had watched Ariel and Celeste and another friend of ours, Rainey, take the products for quite a while. And I had no interest at all. And this is my first tip for y'all guys. Celeste picked up the phone and called me, and I know I talk about that, but it is huge. If she would have just been posting on Facebook, I would have never. I still, to this day, probably would not have ever tried Plexus. That's just me. I wouldn't be. I'm going to look at this. I think it's hugely important to post on Facebook, because I do think there are people that will contact you from that, and at least they see what's going on. But I personally probably would have never tried the products if she would not have called me personally. And so she did. She picked up the phone and she said, "Hey, I'm starting this. I think you need to do it with me." I had zero interest in the business because I had zero time. And I thought network marketing was absolutely crazy. But, and I told her no. I said, I am not doing this. I said, I will sign up and we will get the products for a month. I had no intentions of ever ordering the products again. But you know what? This is the second biggest tip that I have right now. And I think that we all need to listen to this tip and remember this. Even though I told her I would never work this business ever, she didn't stop communicating with me. She didn't stop nudging me about this business. And because of that, my family's life was changed financially, because she wasn't scared to be like, you can do this, you need to do this, because she didn't just let me be, because she didn't send me an email with information and never follow up with me. She truly has changed my family's life. The products have changed their health, but financially, guys, it's a game changer. We have savings for our kids' college. Our kids can go to summer camp. Just this week alone, I have to pay for Jake to go on an 8th grade trip with his school and Luke to go on a mission trip with his school. If it was 6.5 years ago, I have no idea in the world how I would pay for these things. But she didn't stop. She just didn't let me sit at, I'm not going to do this. And I think so many times, all of us, me included, when somebody says, I'm not going to do this business, I'm just going to be wholesale, we just let them be. And we never, ever reach out to them again, maybe, or we never push them, or we never say, hey, but you know what? You at least have one friend that might want to do this. Guys, even though I said I was never going to do this, I literally signed up my first customer as soon as we signed up for the business. Not even intentionally. We were sitting in the driveway with my neighbor, and he was like, what are y'all doing? And I was like, I have no idea. We're just going to sign up for this product and it's going to help me lose weight, because that's all I knew back then. And he's like, well, if y'all are going to try it, I'll try it. And he signed up as a customer right then. I think sometimes people think it's hard and people think it's this or that, but it's not, guys. We have to share. If we just get back to sharing and caring about people, that's what this business is about. It's about relationships. It's about communication. It's about not signing someone up to win a prize and never contacting them again. Because what if they did help you out just to win a contest? What if they did? But what if Plexus could change their life and you let it go because you just wanted to win a prize? It's not about winning prizes. We didn't even know about prizes. Truth be told, my first leaders retreat, I earned it. I didn't go. And that was a huge mistake. I didn't know, first of all, really what it even was. But I was working like crazy and Scott was traveling. I was just sharing Plexus. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I got to do this to win this prize. I got to do this. Prizes are great and goals are great. And I'm not negating that at all. But we're in the business of changing lives. And yeah, maybe somebody did just help you sign up to get to Win Leaders Retreat. But if you don't ever contact them again, then shame on you. Because these products could change their lives. This business could change their lives. I see people do it all the time. They sign up ambassadors and they're like, well, my team won't work. Well, when's the last time you talked to your team? When's the last time you talked to that person that you signed up? When's the last time you checked in and said, hey, how are you liking the products? I don't care if they just order, body cream. Check in and see how they like it. It's about communication for real. So 6.5 years ago, Celeste called me. Celeste didn't let me just stop and say, I'm just going to be wholesale. We were friends. We did it together. My brother was my first, and Alicia and Ariel were right there the same week, I believe, that they joined together. And, we just did it together. We all have different strengths. We all have different weaknesses. I look at them sometimes and think, wow, they're so much better than I am at things. And you know what? It just takes a team. We do it together. We have fun together. And so grab your friends. Keep in communication with them. Keep in contact with them. What did we do back then? We just shared. Number one, I said I would never share on Facebook, right? Facebook cannot be a crutch. You cannot just share on Facebook, but you must share on Facebook. Alicia says it all the time. If you're a business, if you're not posting on Facebook or whatever that social media is for you, yeah, that's my generation is Facebook. I'm working on Instagram. Anyways, it just makes me really stressed out. Ariel's gotten amazing at Instagram. But she says all the time, if you're not posting, then your business is closed. People are watching you. One of my ambassadors said, text me just yesterday, and she goes, oh my goodness, she had made a post. And she'd made a personal post. And she said, oh my goodness, somebody just messaged me that had never commented or liked anything. Right, people are watching you. Even if you think people are not watching you, you must post on Facebook. Now, you cannot only just post on Facebook. You also have to reach out to people. You also have to talk to people. People say, I'm not getting any business. I'm posting. You're posting once a week, once a month. Nobody's seeing it. Facebook algorithms are crazy. If you're posting once a month or once a week, people aren't seeing it. You have to be consistent. People are out there watching, but you also have to talk to people. But that's how we started. I remember people not commenting on those, but showing up at a baseball game and somebody going, what are you doing? And so it started the conversation. She saw me post, but then I had the conversation, right? You have to be consistent with all of these things. I think that's huge. So we just started sharing. I'm going to say this. We worked every day. We work every day. We still work every day. Do we work all day every day? Absolutely not. Have we ever worked all day every day? Absolutely not. That's the beauty of this business. But you have to be consistent in your business, and you can't work it once a month. You can't. If it means 5 minutes a day, if that's all you have at the beginning, guys, I'm telling you, I didn't have a lot of time at the beginning, but I was committed. Once I realized this could change things, I saw, really before I knew this could change things, we were still working. I was sharing, Scott was sharing, we were telling people. So it's just absolutely huge to be consistent in working this business. Commit. Okay, I'm going to work 15 minutes a day for 4 days this week. Let's say 4 days this week. I'm going to reach out to potentials. I'm going to reach out to my team. I'm going to re-engage. I'm going to message anybody that's ever joined my Plexus team, because guys, we've been in a long time. We've had a lot of people come and people go, right? All of us. And I'm going to just reach out and see how they're doing. This business is so relationship based that you have to continually do that. You have to. Okay. So that's what we were doing. We were working. We were going to meetings, Plexus meetings. I remember going to the first one. I thought, what am I going to? I didn't even know. And I'm not going to lie. I wasn't super excited because I didn't even know what it was. But guess what happens at meetings? You get excited and you hear people's stories and you're around people and it's fun and it's social and you're a part of something. It's so fun. We've got to get back to that. Meetings can look totally different than they did back then. A meeting can be in your house having snacks. A meeting can be at lunch. But we've got to get back to being around people. We've got to get back to being with our teams. We've got to get back to having fun and not making this just, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. I get to do this. This is an amazing blessing. I get to do this. I get to go see my best friends and have lunch with them. How fun is that? How fun is that? Ariel will tell you she has somebody that just joined because, and she actually just went silver. Her trainer's wife just went silver because he saw us having fun at lunch one day and said, my wife needs to do that. Make it fun, guys. We have to get back to that. We can't get bogged down in all the, oh my gosh, what is this? My points look different than last month. It's okay. It's a marathon. Everybody's points go up, down, all around. It's fun. It's part of the business. I know. Just get back to the basics. Get back to sharing. Get back to loving people. Get back to just being a part of your team. So that's what we were doing, and that's what we did. I don't think there's any secret to it. That's what we continue to do. We share Plexus. We work our business. We talk to our team. We love each other. And I think it's so important. That's what we did 6.5 years ago. The three of us, all three, went to the top. It doesn't matter how long it takes you. It does not matter. Just keep going. But if you stop, people are going to know you stopped because people want you to stop. Sometimes people just think, I'm going to wait and see. But the longer you do it, they'll be like, there's something to this. I promise if these products didn't work, none of us would be here right now. There is no way 6.5 years later that I would be able to still be getting customers, to still be building my team. There's no way. They work. They change lives, period. They truly, truly do. So we need to remember that, and we just need to get back to sharing. Who cares if you don't know every ingredient? Who cares if you don't know whatever? Just get back to sharing. And so I just wrote a couple more things down. Stop thinking about it and just do it. Get to meetings, make it fun. What you are committed to doing is what your team will do. If you're not going to do it, your team's not going to do it. You have to be an example. You have to be an example. Communication, guys, this is the biggest thing. Because, and I just keep reiterating it because I see it all the time. You have to talk to people. You cannot just sign people up and not communicate with them. They're never going to go anywhere. They're not a part of anything. That was my next tip, is getting people involved, getting people to be a part of this. Guys, this has been a learning thing for me. You have to communicate with people. You have to keep in touch with people. This is such a relationship business, and you're not doing anything by signing somebody up and never talking to them again. And I'm not talking about one time. I'm talking about continually talking to people. So anyways, okay, that's what I got. Who wants to go next? Ariel, you want to go? Because I see you.
Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. All right. Hey guys. So yeah, I've been doing this almost over 6.5 years. And really quick, I just wanted to reiterate something Beth said. She was talking about don't discount wholesale ambassadors. Literally last night, see, me and Beth, we think alike. I made a list of people, my level 1 wholesale ambassadors that I need to reach out to. because I haven't reached out to them in a while. And she's right. What if one of them, could really benefit from this business? So Beth is completely right on that. I'm going to do that today. That is my goal. So, like Beth said, I think I was actually the first one out of all of us to actually try the product. I saw Celeste one day for lunch, and Beth couldn't come because she was working one of her 3 jobs. Our kids had actually just started back to school. So yeah, both my kids must have been in school if I was able to go out to lunch during the day. I saw Celeste. It had been about 3 months and I'd seen her. She had on these red skinny jeans, and I was just like, girl, what are you doing? You look amazing. She's like, oh, my friend in Colorado, she sells this pink powder. And I was like, oh my goodness, give me this pink powder. So Celeste literally just texted me Jen Hawkins' website, and this is what she said. She said, you sign up or you could become a preferred customer. She goes, you're going to get it the cheapest. And this is all from Celeste, not even Jen Hawkins. Celeste said, you go to this website, sign up preferred, get the pink powder, and get the accelerator. And I was like, okay. So I did. I never even met Jen. I literally came as a customer, and I was Jen Hawkins' customer for 9 months, I think, almost a year maybe. And I had never even met Jen Hawkins. I was just signing up. I had my preferred. I was losing weight. I was feeling good. I didn't even know that this was network marketing. I've never done network marketing before. Me and my friend Rainey used to joke that this was something Jen Hawkins was making in her basement in California and in Colorado. We did not know. So I was a customer. I sent my mom to Jen Hawkins as a customer. And I also sent Rainey Anderson to Jen Hawkins as a customer. Okay, we didn't know what was going on. So then, like Beth said, finally, Celeste joined, and then Beth joined, and I was like, well, crap. I better sign on and join under Beth because we were going, I didn't want to miss out on all the fun and the lunches. I'm like, well, if these girls are doing Plexus, I'm going to do Plexus too. And I had no intention of working this as a business. I was content, stay-at-home mom, kids were at school. I didn't know that I needed this business. And this is kind of one of those tips. I'm going to kind of go, my mind's all over the place. And Jen Hawkins will tell you this. The whole time that I was her customer, not once did she reach out to me, did she reach out to my mom, did she reach out to Rainey about the business. She just assumed that, I don't know, we didn't need the business. We had lots of money. She prejudged us and didn't know because, again, I didn't even know this was network marketing until Celeste joined and added Beth. So don't prejudge people, okay? Because I became an ambassador, so did Rainey, and so did my mom. So Jen missed out on that one. But again, not talking bad, she'll admit that. So don't prejudge people. I did that the other day. My husband goes to get his nails and toes done with my daughter because I don't. You can see that's just not my thing. And he's been telling me for months and months and months, he's like, you got to meet up with my nail girl. And I'm like, that's weird, Jason. I had this picture in my head. Oh, I can't even believe I'm going to share this. I had this picture in my head of like this little, meek little old Asian, like 60, 70-year-old woman. I'm like, what? She's okay, y'all. I started following her on Instagram. She is the cutest little thing ever. She's my age. She's fit. She's a foodie. She travels. So I gave her samples, or actually Jason gave her samples. Y'all, she's down 4 pounds. She's loving the active. She's already posted on her Instagram. She's not even an ambassador. I'm sending out samples for her, and I'm meeting with her tomorrow for lunch and hopefully signing her up then. But shame on me for prejudging this woman when I never even met her. So don't prejudge people. You don't know their situation. So that's one of my tips with my story. So signed up, joined Beth. It took me a few months to go silver. I didn't really understand how this business worked. I had a whole lot of customers. I had some of them come to me saying they wanted to join my team, and I was like, no, you don't. Just stay a customer. Y'all, I shooed customers away that wanted to join and be an ambassador. So I didn't, like Beth said, we were all new. We were learning. I didn't understand the business. I didn't understand how great this business is. So I did not advance quite as quickly as Beth and Alicia did. I know they both did it in like a year. It took me 2 years to hit diamond. I hit emerald in 11 months, which still is amazing. And here's another one of my little tips, again, swerving all around. Do not compare yourself to others, because that is a horrible mind trap. I compared myself. I saw Beth do it. Alicia did it. Rainey did it. All these people were ranking up so fast, and I felt like, well, what the heck is wrong with me? Why is it taking me so much longer? What is wrong? What am I doing? And so finally, my level 1 is Melissa Eichenhorst. I'm sure y'all have heard of her, Diamond. She's amazing, amazing trainings. She hit diamond before I did, 4 months before me. And y'all, of course, I was super excited for her. She worked her tail off to make it happen. But it was just like, oh, I thought people were looking at me, judging me, thinking, oh my gosh, she can't do it. Melissa did it, this and that. And I literally, it was just, it was horrible. It took me about a month to get that mindset out of my head. And I realized I had to put blinders on and not worry about Rainey or this person or Melissa and this, that we all have our own journey. And once I got that negative mindset out of my head, that's when things started to change. 4 months later, I did hit diamond. My team was in mass momentum. They wanted to help me. We were doing events. We were doing meetings. We were getting together for lunches, dinners, like Beth said. Building that sense of community, you guys, is huge. Even if there's only 2 of you, you're building that community. And I really do think that was one of the big things that helped catapult my business and their business. The month that I ranked to diamond on my outside legs, I had a girl go gold, 2 other people go senior gold, and then another girl go senior ruby. So by me helping them and doing the fun stuff, the community, I ranked up. So don't always make it about you. See what you can do to help your team. Get together, fun lunches at Blue Goose, whatever it is. Even do a Zoom. And I need to get back. I've kind of stepped back from doing the fun team things. But even getting together, if a lot of your team is in different places, hold a Zoom and like do a book club, do a lunch, do a dinner where you just chit chat and share. It really does make all the difference in the world. So I don't know. Like I said, I just kind of veered off from my story. Here I am 6.5 years later. This is all I do now is Plexus. My husband loves Plexus. My kids love Plexus. We built our dream house because of Plexus. My kids are able to do the sports and activities because of Plexus. It truly has been a blessing. And that is the great thing, is just trying to help others on our team get to what they want to achieve. It may not be a jewel, it may be senior gold, it may be ruby, but that is our goal. I know I speak the truth. Same thing for Alicia and Beth. We want to help you guys achieve whatever it is, whatever your goal is. So it's doable. You can do it. So that's it.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah, Alicia's turn. Ariel, you look super pretty today.
Oh my gosh, time out. I just came from the gym. This is me like all red.
It looks like you have makeup on. Do you have a makeup?
I have no makeup on. This is my face.
Well, it looks like it. You look pretty.
That is a good Joy commercial right there with the light.
Oh, she's like shining, right? She's
looking good. Okay, so before I start, I want to make sure y'all have a pen and paper handy, because I'm going to go over what my first 7 months in the business to Emerald looked like. And I want you to see the work that I did and my team did to get there. So I'll let y'all get that real quick. But so, it's kind of a funny story. And Beth and Ariel have already heard this about how I almost ended up on a different team because, Facebook back in the day, a friend posted that had moved off, that I didn't really keep in contact much anymore, but she had posted about, losing weight. I had a baby and I was still nursing, and all I could think about was how bad I was, because when I'm nursing, I cannot lose a pound. I'm one of those, my body's like, we got to feed this baby. And so I reached out to her and I'm like, what are you doing? What is this magic pink drink stuff? And she said, here's my website, go check it out. And so I'm like, I went to the website. I was like, you know what? I can't do anything while I'm nursing. Just forget it. I'm not even going to, ask her any more questions. That friend stopped posting about Plexus. She started posting about a t-shirt business she was doing instead. She never followed up with me. She never said, do you have any questions for me? Nothing. And I forgot about it. Honestly, at first I thought Plexus was a weird name. That's the only thing I remember about it, was that's a strange name. But she never followed up. I was like, completely forgot about it. 9 months went by, y'all. 9 months went by. Beth posted. Okay. Beth lives in Prosper, or at the time lived in Prosper, not too far from me. We used to go to church together. She posted about it, and I sent her a message. I'm like, hey, okay. So at this point, it's kind of familiar to me, right? Because somebody else had talked about it. And I'm like, what are you doing? Tell me what this is. And she was like, girl, I don't even know, but Scott's already lost like 11 pounds. And I don't even know that you had lost any weight at that point. Like, it was all about Scott. And so I was like, she goes, but I'm going to be at Target later. Let me bring you a sample and see if you like it. That right there sealed the deal. She came over. I was like, this tastes good. This is all we got to do. And I was not nursing anymore. I was not nervous about that. Had that other girl followed up and said, hey, guess what? You can do this while you're nursing. It would have been a completely different story. However, God works in mysterious ways. I was meant to be on this team, and Beth came over. She brought me the sample. The rest is history. However, I was one of those two that said, I'm not selling anything. I just want to get the best price, right? We were bargain shoppers. Beth and I didn't even know that the $199 kit was the better deal. Like, we couldn't have afforded it anyway, right? I mean, I was already selling stuff on Facebook just to pay for my $99 kit. But anyway, I just want to let you know how, from the get-go, how important follow-up was. How if, that first friend had followed up with me, it could have been a completely different ball game. So remember, if you're not following up with people, somebody else is. Somebody else is sharing on Facebook if you stop. Because to me, her business was closed, right? Because she was posting about t-shirts, not Plexus. Well, guess what? After I joined, and when I first started posting on Facebook, she's like, oh yeah, I told you about that. I'm like, you're not doing it anymore, right? Oh no, I am. Okay, well, how am I supposed to know? Your business was closed to me, because perception is, when somebody stops something, whether it's true or not, our perception is they're not doing it anymore. So if you have stopped posting on Facebook or Instagram, and that is how you got your start, you are telling your audience you're not doing it anymore. Your business is closed. Whether it's true or not, that's perception, especially to these people who you don't see very often. You have friends in other states. You have friends that live far away, even friends at your kid's school. If you're not talking about it, or you're not being consistent in your posting, once you start, you are telling them you're not doing it anymore. You don't have faith in it. Your business is closed. You're doing something else, whatever. So once you start and you're growing a business, you need to be consistent on that. Okay. Let me share with you a couple other things. So my girls at the time, because, life is crazy, right? They were little, and like Beth said, I had a baby. And I had that baby 3 weeks before I turned 40. So life was a little harder, especially with losing baby weight. And so I really loved the help that Plexus gave me with that. But they were 18 months, 6, 8, and 13. My 13-year-old had always wanted to be on a travel softball team, because you don't get college scholarships. She wanted to play D1. As soon as she figured out what D1 even meant, that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to play D1 softball. You cannot get a scholarship playing for your high school. Or I'm sorry, you're not going to. You have to be on a team that travels to college showcase events. Well, that was pricey, right? We're talking Colorado, California, Georgia, all these big places that she would need to go. We couldn't afford that. Well, here comes Plexus. And within several months, we were seeing we could actually afford to do this for her. Y'all, that completely changed her life. She went on and got 41 scholarship offers. Okay. Not only that, but she is living her dream. She's a junior in college at a D1 school in Nashville. And it is literally because I said yes to Plexus and could afford for her to do something like that. That could have never happened. So looking beyond you and yourself and how it could change your life, how could Plexus change the life for your family and give them options and opportunities that you could have never done if you didn't have that extra income, right? Okay, so I told y'all about, I was going to tell you about my road to Emerald. Okay. And I pull it up, and I'm so glad I kept this information, because even now it sounds kind of crazy, but it's so true. You want to be your best ambassador on your team. You want to be the one on your team that is working the hardest. You want to be the example that you set for people that you want, right? That you want them to do. If you're not doing the work, you can't ask anybody else to do the work. Okay, so I just want to share with you what it looked like for me on my road to Emerald. Because at the end of the day, when I did turn Emerald, I had 460 people on my team. That might seem like a whole lot, but let me break it down and show you what does that mean. And I mean, even to this day, with like 40,000 people on my team, and people are like, how do you know 40,000 people? I don't know 40,000 people, okay? And this is how it works. And it is a system that has been proven, okay? The power of 3 is real, and it works. And if you will just stick to the system, it is all in our back office. It is all spelled out for you. There's graphics, there's videos, there's training. Go to any of our team pages and even put in the search box, Power of 3. You will see so much training on it, and it works. Okay, so let me share with you. Are y'all interested in hearing this? Is this something that you want to even like know about? Is this going to be helpful? Okay. And I don't see a lot of you because you don't have your video turned on, but still. Okay. First month, I didn't recruit anybody. My team didn't recruit anybody because there was nobody. It was just me, and I didn't even start. Oh, good. I'm hearing some yeses now. Okay, so I didn't start sharing until like my second week on the products, and it was because I could pass Sonic with, and I'm sorry, Jen, Miss Sonic Girl, I could go past Sonic during happy hour and not stop. And that is when I knew Flexus worked, because I did not need my Route 44 Diet Coke. And y'all, that ice was so good. I would drink that Route 44 Diet Coke, and I would go home and I'd refill it back up because I didn't want to waste the good ice. Okay. Well, you know, now I have my own Sonic ice maker in the laundry room, so I don't have to do that. I can make that. I put my good ice in my pink drink. So anyway, okay. So first month was a wash because, it was just me, and I didn't have the belief yet, right? So I didn't even know the business opportunity really existed. Okay, let's just go there. We're telling you now because you know the business opportunity exists. You've got 3 diamonds sitting here telling you it exists. We have got teams full of information. We've got the pack who's giving you training every day to tell you it exists. Okay, so you know, all right? First month, 0. Second month, I recruited 4. Okay, my team was still at 0. So I'm the only one that recruited. I recruited 4 people. I turned silver. That was the first month, first full month. Okay, the next month, I recruited 8. My team recruited 3. They're catching on. People are doing something. Okay, so it wasn't just me anymore. I was like, okay, I brought in 8, and then out of those 8 people, actually, you know, we're up to what, 12 now, because that was 4 the first month, 8 the second month. My team brought on 3. Okay. Yes, Jen Bridgham. She was my number 7, my lucky number 7, still hanging in there and doing amazing. I might add, had her biggest points ever. Beth, just letting you know that, bragging on her. Okay, last month. Okay, so then in July, I personally, this was my highest month ever. I still not beat this. I personally recruited 16, which is crazy town, right? Crazy, crazy, crazy town. But I remember that month, and I remember my phone blowing up because at this point, I've been sharing for 2 months consistently. People are watching me. They're saying, oh, she's still talking about this pink drink. She is still talking about this Plexus stuff. Weird name, but she's still talking about it. Okay, that's 2 months in. All right, so I recruited 16. They all said yes. I'm like, I'm even being on the phone. I don't know why this stuff works, but I just passed Sonic again, and it's still working, and I'm, loving this stuff. Okay. That was 2 months in. My team, remember last month, my team only recruited 3. July, my team recruited 20. Okay, so they're catching on. I'm teaching the vision. I'm teaching Power of 3 to them. They're catching on, and they're doing the same thing, and they're telling their friends. So already my team has people on it that I don't know. All right. Then the next month was August. I brought in 12. Okay, I brought in 12. But my team brought in 42 that month. They are catching on. Do you see how this works? So you teach the Power of 3. You work the Power of 3. They catch on. Not all of them. Okay? Not all of them. Took that number 7 girl about a year before she caught on. And I know she's giggling at me right now, but it did. Before she started sharing. But okay, so team brought in 42 in August. The next month, September, I brought in 6. Slacker, 6. Okay. Team brought in 96. Okay. Do you see the pattern here? It started growing like insane crazy. We're talking 2 promotions in a month that month. It was awesome, pretty awesome. Okay, next month. This was Leaders Retreat month. October, earned my first Leaders Retreat. It was at Amelia Island in Florida. It's kind of amazing. I was going with wide eyes. I met the 2 owners of the company at the little private dinner reception. I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all, I just started and I'm meeting the owners of this company. This is insane. I brought on 6, again, slacker. My team brought on 88. We're doing good. I promoted to Senior Ruby at Leaders Retreat. So that was a lot of fun. That was a really good memory. Okay, then the next month, November, I personally brought on 13. My team brought on 143. And I hit Emerald that month at 460 people on my team. Okay, that was a 7-month turnaround. It's insanely fast. Yes, I didn't know it was fast because I was just going at the speed of my team and at the speed of me by sharing and being consistent. And that is what happens. Okay, you create momentum. And what does momentum create? It creates excitement. And then you get rewarded because suddenly within 3 months, I was making the same income as my best friend who was a teacher. We were sitting on the beach in Galveston and I pulled up my phone. It was the 15th and I remember saying, oh my gosh, I got my notification of getting paid. And this is the biggest check I've ever gotten. And I showed her and she goes, that's almost to the dollar of what I make as a teacher. Okay. And she gets paid monthly. That was within 3 months because of consistent sharing, because of following up, because of giving every single person that I talked to the opportunity as a business. And to be a wholesale master. You've got best of both worlds here. You can get the best products for a year at the best price, but you also get a website that you can share with your friends when suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, this stuff works. You got to try it. You need to join me. And that way you get the credit and not me. And I put it all on them and they said yes. And that's how it worked. Still to this day, I give every single person that I sign up that same opportunity. Even if somebody is just wanting information on the products, I never not tell them about the opportunity because like Beth said, you don't know whose life you're going to change. My life is completely changed. Okay. Your fortune is in the follow-up. What if, Elise had followed up with me way back when, she might've wanted to have somebody that turned diamond in less than a year on her team. I don't know, maybe. But what if you have somebody that's just waiting for you to follow up with that's ready to run with the business? Okay. And you're missing out because you're not reaching out to them. My next point is to share stories. And I just posted this on my team page today, just a reminder of where our stories are in our back office. If you log in, you go to virtual office and you go to the training tab. I believe it's called Sharing Plexus. After you click on that, you can find my stories. Under that, there'll be a spot that says to build your own story, but at the top there's 3 little lines, and if you click the 3 little lines, you can see a library of stories, and there are a ton in there. And back in the day when Beth and Ariel and I joined, it was because of these stories that we joined, right? It was because we were hearing that people's cholesterol was lowered and their blood pressure was lowered and they didn't have cravings anymore and they could control their sugar and they were sleeping better. All those stories are what bring people in and what get people to stay. When you can change somebody's quality of life, they will hang with you, okay? If they're just trying to lose 5 pounds, they're going to go eat a brownie and gain it right back and be mad at you that it didn't work, okay? And I'm telling you, it's a little hard to eat a brownie and not gain 5 pounds. I'm just throwing it out there because it happens. Anyway, so, okay, always share the opportunity, share the stories, be the ambassador that you want on your team. It drives me crazy when I hear from somebody, my team's not working anymore. They're just not doing anything. Really? Okay, well, you haven't even posted on your wall in 6 months. You haven't recruited anybody in a year. You haven't had a new customer in how long? Your PV is at 103. You don't have any customers. You are not working your business. Do not throw this at your team. You will never hear me blame my team for something that I'm not willing myself to do. And don't you do it either. I'm sounding a little bit like Beth right now, aren't I? Kind of gone on soapbox. Sorry about that. But seriously, we don't want to do something that we're not willing to share with, right? We're not willing to do ourselves. So that being said, are y'all ready? Or does anybody have any questions? We're going to open it for questions, right? We do have a call for action at the end.
And that's recording. Somebody said, how do you present the opportunity?
Okay. So I may hear that. There's a echo.
I'm going to mute maybe.
Okay. So presenting the opportunity with every single person that I talk to, really, I share my story, why I joined. And I guarantee you, if you do the same, they will relate to you. And, if you just say, hey, here's what I wanted. I wanted the pink drink. I wanted the ProBio and the BioCleanse. I wanted that whole triplex, but it wasn't in my budget. And so what I did was I went ahead and joined, knowing that I would have a year worth of wholesale pricing. And if it came down to it that I just had to sell something on Facebook every month to pay for it, that's what I did. But I didn't, because I saw how great the products were. So immediately, not immediately, 2 weeks later, I started sharing on Facebook what I was doing. And people came out of the woodwork to join me. People that I didn't even know were my Facebook friends wanted to join me. And suddenly my business started growing, and I not only could pay for my products, but I could pay for my mortgage. Like, that took a lot of stress off my husband, who had been the sole provider for our family for 7 years while I stayed home. And suddenly I was able to help him out with the finances. And then I just kept going. I'm that type, I'm competitive enough to where you give me a little bit of encouragement or you give me a little bit of motivation, and I'm going to keep running with it. Right. So, I started seeing those paychecks coming in. Some of them I didn't even know what I was getting. Friday paychecks are amazing, because you're like, hey, where'd that come from? I didn't even know I was getting that. So, you start getting these paychecks, and then you're paying for your products, and you're paying for other things. You're saving for retirement. You're saving for college. You have this extra income that doesn't go away when you have crazy things happen. But you could do that too. And you could do that alongside your full-time job. You could do that alongside raising your kids. Do you think that you could, throw in an extra, 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the afternoon to work a business that could potentially help you, with your savings account, or help pay for your mortgage, or help pay for your car payment, or dance class for your kids? They're all going to say yes. Okay. Let me share with you our income disclosure statement, just so that you can see the potential here. And let me show you where I am and where my husband is and what extra income level we're at, because it might be something you want to do too. They always say, oh my gosh, once you send that to them, right? So, and then if you're not at that position yet, you might even just started, and you can say, here's the potential. This is what I'm shooting for. I want to get to gold so that I don't have to worry about XYZ, or I want to get to senior gold, or I want to get to ruby, but I would really like to get to emerald, because how cool would it be to earn a free trip to Hawaii every year, right? So when you start talking about, it's the stories. It's not about the actual, this is how many hours you need to work a week. This is what you have to do. It's about, hey, your first goal is just to get 3 friends to join you. You could find 3 friends to join you. And before you know it, they're telling you why they want to do the business. Okay. So, I do have a ton of wholesale ambassadors on my team. And let me tell you, we all got to Diamond with a ton of wholesale ambassadors on our team, and they're still there, and they're still amazing. Okay. But you want to make sure that you're planting those seeds, that there are other options here. There are other opportunities here. Does that help at all? I hope.
I wanted to add one thing, Alicia, too, because I know a lot of people were like, well, I'm not Diamond. Here's the deal. Most people can relate to, I'm going to be able to pay for my kids to go to dance lessons, more than people are going to relate to a Diamond story. You can tell a Diamond story. Absolutely. The Diamond Docs are amazing, amazing tools. But what I'm saying is if somebody told me when I started, if somebody was like, oh my gosh, this can be you, I'd have been like, that could never be me. But if somebody said, hey, you can help send your kid to camp, I might have been like, okay, I could probably do that. Because in my mind, I could never do this. And so for most people, $200 is life-changing at month end, right? It can buy groceries, it can pay for whatever, or it can just send your kids to camp. I mean, people are stressing about that. So don't think just because you're not a Jewel or you're not whatever, that you can't share this opportunity, because most people just need that extra $100, $200 a month. And if they start getting that, then they'll realize, I mean, I know y'all all heard the story because I tell it all the time. Me telling Ariel sitting in her office, not that office, her old office, saying if we could just make $500 a month, we wouldn't have to stress about Christmas, right? And we did it. Like, it was so funny because I was so clueless back then. We were making $500 a month. Why would I think it would go away? It just continued to grow. But people are looking at that, and people may not be able to relate at what Plexus has done for a diamond right now. They may not think I could do that, because if somebody had said, oh, this is gonna be your life in 6 years, I'd have been like, whatever. That's funny. That will never happen. But if somebody said, hey, if you do this, then you'll be able to send your kids to camp, I would have been like, I'm on that, because I want my kids to go to Sky Ranch, because that's something that I could never send my kids to before Plexus, and now I send them every year. And if somebody had given me that challenge, one, because it pulled at my heartstrings, because I wanted my kids to do that. I would do anything for my kids, but it made it simple, right? And so don't think you have to have this huge thing. These stories are amazing and great, and they have changed lives, but sometimes that can be a little bit not unbelievable, but unbelievable. Does that make sense? So share the little things it can do. Hey, I mean, for me, I vividly remember going to Walmart one day, and I'm sure I've told you this story. And it was like Christmas time, and so we had like all kinds of stuff in our cart, not just groceries, but like, other stuff. And a man came up to me and said, goodness, your husband must make a great living or whatever. And the year before, y'all, I'm not even kidding, we could have never had the cart full of whatever we had. I mean, I vividly remember somebody saying that to me. We could have never had a cart full. There was always a super strict list and budget. Some weeks, and I've said this before, some weeks in my life, I couldn't even buy a pack of gum. Not lying, not making it up, right? So for some people, that breathing room may be, oh my gosh, if I make $50 more, I'm going to be able to breathe. I'm going to be able to make it. I'm going to be able to buy my groceries and not stress out about it. So be honest, be vulnerable, just share. But don't think so much about it. Just share. If you don't have a story, share somebody else's story. When we first started, we didn't know. We didn't know anything about the products. We didn't know anything about the business. I tease all the time. I could have been giving people pink antifreeze, and we were just sharing it. It's not pink antifreeze, if you're wondering. It works. These products work. These products change lives. These products are not going anywhere. These products, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You have to just share, right? Okay. Anything else? Ariel, you want to add anything to that?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, the person with the name I'm here is cracking me up.
I know. I need to know who this is.
Oh, I
was thinking that too. I was
who
like,
did that? So, call to action.
Okay.
Here's what I thought. I didn't even tell the girls I was thinking of this. Okay, so we've all told you about our personal stories, how we got started, and it really does boil down to relationships and who are you sharing with, and who are you spending time with, and who are you talking to, right? So when we get off this call, and just like Ariel did, if you have old customers or old wholesale ambassadors who maybe aren't working the business, I want you to reach out to at least 10 of them and share your heart of why you're still doing this and why you want them to jump on board with you. Okay. But I also want you to schedule one coffee and one lunch. And it doesn't have to be, it could be with them. It could be with somebody else. It could be with somebody that you've never shared with. And it could just be like hey, I just want to catch up, build that relationship first. If Plexus works its way into that conversation, great. But we got to let our people know that we love them still, even without Plexus, right? So follow up. If you have a team, if you have at least 10 people that are wholesale or maybe not working anymore lately, reach out to them, let them know why you want them to start back up and why you're still doing it and why you still love it. Because it may be that they have nobody pouring belief into them. They haven't seen anything. They're not on the team pages, whatever. And that's really hard, y'all, when somebody's not on our team pages and they're not seeing anything in their feed about Plexus. They're not in the Plexus Ambassador community, which make sure all your people are. And even if you invite them to it, they have to accept the invitation, right? It's not good enough just to put them in there. You have to tell them you need to go to your notifications and accept that invitation or you're not going to be able to see it. But I want you to schedule a coffee and a lunch. Okay. So, or whatever it needs to be. It could be a play date at the park with your kids, whatever. Just make sure that you're spending some quality relationship time. And then if you will comment in the comments of our posts on our team pages, that would be fabulous. And let us know when you did that challenge. Actually, we'll probably post this recording, and if you would do it there, that'd probably be the best place.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. Awesome. I think this was good. I know it fired me up. Seriously, sometimes it's just going back to what we did at the beginning, right? Sometimes in the grind of the daily life, we forget how simple it can be, and we make things too difficult sometimes, right? But we know they work. We know these products work. We know they've changed lives. I know we have new customers who have new stories just in the past couple months, and I absolutely love that. And so we need to remember that. So if you are struggling, if you do need help, reach out to your upline. Reach out to your closest diamond. Guys, you have a team full of jewels. Full. There's like 60 jewels on this team and lots of other amazing leaders. So reach out. Ask for help. We're here to help you. We want to help you. And sometimes, sometimes we just don't know what you need help with. So reach out to us too. We want to help you. So anyways, we'll post this recording. It may be a little bit later. I got to go run, get Luke real fast, but we will talk to you later. Thanks, guys.